Have you ever felt like the very thing holding you back might actually be the key to your breakthrough? What if the weakness you try to hide is the strength you were meant to master? Across history, battles have not always been won by the biggest armies or the loudest commanders. They have been won by those who understood something deeper, that victory belongs to those who know how to turn disadvantage into power. Long ago, in a land shaped by constant conflict, there lived a strategist known not for his size or strength, but for his mind. His name was Liang Ren. He was born into a time when war favored brute force, where generals boasted of numbers and kings measured power by how much land they could burn. Liang Ren had none of that. He was physically unremarkable, commanded a small and poorly equipped force, and came from a family with no legacy of conquest. To many, he looked like weakness made flesh. From the very beginning, he was underestimated. Other commanders spoke over him. Rival strategists laughed when his name was mentioned. His army was smaller, slower, and less supplied than nearly every enemy he faced. And yet, Liang Ren did not waste energy wishing for what he did not have. Instead, he studied, he observed, he listened, he asked questions others were too proud to ask. He learned that every enemy had habits, every strength had a blind spot, and every weakness could be reshaped. While others trained soldiers to fight harder, Liang Ren trained them to think. While others drilled formations meant to overwhelm, he drilled movement meant to confuse. He taught his troops that survival was not about standing firm, but about knowing when to disappear. He believed that if the enemy expected power, then subtlety would become strength. If the enemy expected speed, patience would become advantage. If the enemy expected fear, calm would become a weapon. One season, our rival kingdom marched toward his land with an army 5 times larger than his own. The enemy general was famous for crushing smaller forces head-on. Many urged Liang Ren to retreat. Some advised surrender, others whispered that defeat was inevitable. Liang Ren listened, nodded, and then did something no one expected. He did not run, and he did not prepare for open battle. Instead, he spread rumors of weakness. He allowed scouts to see empty camps. He withdrew visibly from open roads and moved his troops into forests, valleys, and narrow passes. The enemy believed Liang Ren was afraid. They advanced carelessly, confident that size alone would secure victory. That confidence became their greatest weakness as the enemy moved deeper. Their supply lines stretched thin, their heavy formations slowed them down. Liang Ren smaller units struck only where it hurt most, never staying long, never fighting fair, always choosing terrain the enemy could not control. What once looked like a lack of numbers became flexibility. What once looked like fear became strategy. What once looked like weakness became dominance. By the time the enemy realized, they were not chasing a retreating force but walking into a carefully designed trap. It was too late. Exhausted, disoriented, and divided, they faced an opponent who had already won without meeting them head-on. The victory was decisive. Not because Liang Ren had more strength, but because he understood how to turn what he lacked into what he needed. But the greatest battles Liang Ren fought were not against enemies on the field. They were against doubt, impatience, and the pressure to imitate others. Many times, he was tempted to abandon his methods and copy the strategies of stronger armies. Many times, he questioned whether subtlety could truly stand against force. Yet each time, he returned to one truth: knowing yourself is more powerful than pretending to be someone else. As years passed, Liang Ren's reputation grew. Kings sought his counsel. Young commanders traveled long distances to learn from him. They expected to be taught secret formations or hidden weapons. Instead, he taught them observation, restraint, timing, and adaptability. He told them that strength without awareness leads to collapse, but weakness paired with insight becomes unstoppable. He reminded them that water does not fight the rock, it shapes itself around it, waits, and over time, wears it down. He taught that flexibility survives where rigidity breaks. He taught that when the enemy is loud, silence confuses them. When the enemy is fast, patience outlasts them. When the enemy is arrogant, humility defeats them. And this lesson did not belong only to warriors. It belongs to anyone facing life with fewer resources, less support, or more doubt than others. It belongs to those starting with nothing, to those told they are not enough, those who feel behind, underestimated, or ignored, because strategy is not about war, it is about positioning yourselves so that what you have becomes enough. Your lack of resources can make you more creative. Your slow progress can make you more precise. Your past failures can make you wiser. Your fear can make you more prepared. When you stop fighting your weaknesses and start studying them, you discover that they point directly toward your unique advantage. Liang Ren never became famous for conquest alone. He became legendary for wisdom. His legacy was not land taken, but minds changed. He proved that power is not something you wait to be given, it is something you build from understanding. And understanding begins the moment you stop seeing yourself as flawed and start seeing yourself as strategic. So look at your life. Look honestly. Where do you feel weak? Where do you feel behind? Where do you feel exposed? Instead of running from those places, study them, adapt around them, build systems that turn them into leverage. Because the world expects you to fail where you are weak, and that expectation is exactly where your opportunity lives. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who feels underestimated right now. Like this video to help this message reach more people, and subscribe to the channel for more stories that turn struggle into strength. Remember, victory does not belong to the strongest, it belongs to the most aware. And your weakness, when understood, may be the most powerful weapon you will ever wield.